We initially thought of an order of how to do this, but what we thought is we'll go with the food chain. What we stopped realizing is that every tree, every insect, and every ecosystem is as important as the tiger that is sitting on the top. If we focus only on the tiger, the forest will not develop. So there are all the speakers today come with their unique way of saving nature. We belong to different types of faith, if I can call that, where some think that the trees are important, some think that the insects are very important, some think the aquatic species are important, and some think the urban wildlife are important. But everyone are together with a single thought that we have to save nature. So with that, I invite Sadhana Ramchander Garu from Chevella Banyans.
By profession, I am a consultant editor. I have my own consultancy called Blue Pencil Info Design. I work on books. But nature has been a passion always since childhood, and there came a time when I could spare some time to do something. So we started doing a class in Vidyaranya school in Hyderabad, and that's where our journey started. My friend Kobita Das and I started a class to spread awareness of nature among children. And from children now it went on to adults also, and that led to nature walks. It led to a book that I published called Just Look Up, and after that we started nature walks for various people. We started a group called Nature Lovers of Hyderabad in 2017. So we actually wanted to just, work in the happy space of connecting people to nature, just showing them, making them aware of how wonderful nature is. Because especially in urban India, people are getting very cut off. Most of the children they're always on the phones or gadgets. So that's something we wanted to address. And we were, living this happy life of doing very pleasant walks and all that. In 19, we came to know that the Banyans were endangered. We read in the newspaper. And all of us have some association with that road and those trees. In the 80s, 90s, people used to go to Vikarabad, Anantagiri Hills. That was a favorite picnic spot. And we all knew that's a very unique road. And we had already lost a lot of trees. All the exit roads from Hyderabad, all the trees were gone. Road to Karimnagar, road to Warangal, all the trees were gone. So then our group, we just couldn't keep quiet. Although we told ourselves that we are not getting into activism, we said we have to somehow try at least to save the trees. We have absolutely no experience, but we said let us at least put one foot forward. A few of us try to do something about it. Can you change it? Magnificent trees. The canopies are very beautiful, and these banyans are very, very unique because of several aspects. Number one, it's our national tree. Number two, they have these prop roots which actually go down, and then the tree starts to spread. So even though the lifespan of banyans is 300 years, they can live forever. Like Pillalamarri near Mahbub Nagar is 800 years old. So banyans can live forever if you just leave them. So these banyans on the Chevella road also, if you leave them, they will become like every species of ficus has its own wasp, and that itself is an extremely magical thing in nature. The way there is interdependence between the tiny wasp and the huge banyan. So that itself is an amazing thing that happens. And then in India and other countries, we have these huge banyans in several parts. We have Timmamma Marimani in Anantapur. You have the Great Banyan of Kolkata, one in Adyar, Chennai. So you have a lot of banyans which are unique, and so we believe that this particular road is unique in the whole of India. I don't think anywhere in the world there'll be a road with 914 banyans. Next one. So look at the girth of these. So these are, we know the trees now because we have gone on the road so many times. So these we have named Ghatotgaja and Ashwathama, these two trees. You can see vis-a-vis the people standing there how big they are. They are really massive and they are so beautiful. In other countries, these kind of trees are actually become tourist spots. Like in Indonesia, in Bali, we saw one huge silk cotton tree, and the redwoods in California. You have so many places where trees are given a lot of importance. But these trees are slated to be cut. Next slide. Yeah, so these are all the important aspects of banyans. They provide oxygen, they sequester carbon like all other trees. They fruit at different times. If you go on the Chevella Banyan Road, you will see that every banyan doesn't have fruit at the same time. So in this entire 70-kilometer stretch, they will be fruiting at different times. Why? Because birds and other creatures that depend on these should continuously get food. That's the reason they fruit at different. I mean, just imagine the marvel of nature that it actually has something like this going on. So every tree, every banyan is an ecosystem by itself, and every banyan provides food for a lot of creatures. So imagine you're a bird and you're flying from Hyderabad to Anantagiri Hills. What you will see below is a river of green, these banyans. And this river provides for so many creatures. They also help in climate change. They keep climate cool and they help mitigate climate change. Next one. So what's the problem? There are 914 huge banyans on this road and 9,000 other trees. All are slated to be cut down for National Highway 163. Some of the banyans are more than 100 years old. Next. A little about Nature Lovers of Hyderabad. I already told you that we just do walks and we are in a happy place. But since we heard this, so this is one of our walks. This is in University of Hyderabad. Next slide, please. Yeah, so once we started, we said, we formed a little group. We met in Lamakan and we wanted to plan. That's the photograph at Lamakan. So we did a drive all along. The very first time, this was in, I think, April 2019. We went along the road and we stopped at the banyans. We tied some, those sacred threads around. We put some kumkum and all that to the trees as a symbolic kind of pledge to support the banyans. So this was our very first trip where we went, and we were quite clueless what to do. So we were groping our way and trying to, so for the very first thing we did was to start an online petition on change.org. So that we got 64,000 signatures. Next. Yeah, then we started doing events. That is Asia Khan, one of our members, speaking in a school. This was one of the events that we did, I think, reading poetry under the banyans. We came up with all kinds of things. Next slide. I mean, these are just shots of events that we conducted. So what do we want from the government? So we want National Highways Authority of India to spare the banyans and other trees when the road is widened. Road bhi, jhaad bhi. That has been our slogan. So we are very clear that we don't want them to think that we don't want the road. We know that the road is necessary. It's very narrow and a lot of accidents happen. And definitely in many places, it's too narrow for comfort. We ourselves have gone on that road multiple times and it's difficult to drive, especially in the dark. So we need the road. So we have never said that we don't want the road. But we have said that please do eccentric widening. We have actually given the number of ideas we gave them, the amount of research we did. We actually studied the road, how it should be done, and we gave them a lot of ideas on how to go about doing the road. We met NHAI multiple times. We met lots of people, politicians and whoever, we felt could help us, and we got an appointment. We went and met them. And so one of the things that people talk about whenever it comes to trees is translocation. So people think that translocation is a solution to all problems. But translocation involves cutting the entire canopy, removing all the leaves and the prop roots in case of banyan, the roots, everything is removed. Even the roots are trimmed, the entire thing is removed, the stump is taken away to another place. Especially in the case of these banyans, they are so massive that translocation is not going to work. So this is something we have had to face time and again from people saying that translocation will work. These trees should be translocated. So there is a commercial angle to it. People make money out of translocation. Each tree, I think one has to spend 70,000, 80,000 rupees to translocate. So we are not bothered about who's making money or what, but we are bothered about the trees. They are not going to survive. We tried to do a lot of research on the success rates of translocation and we did not find any data. So this is something we have had to really spend a lot of time and effort and energy trying to oppose. Next. So in this entire stretch, there is this Mudimyal scrub forest. Okay, it's a reserve forest. It's a beautiful forest. It's a typical Telangana forest with rocks, grasslands and native trees. And so that's what it looks like in the monsoon, the beautiful green. And in the dry season also it has hues of beige and brown, and it looks so fabulous. The number of grasses that are there. If anyone has gone to Khas Plateau, you would know the kind of flowers, wildflowers that are there. So Mudimyal has a lot of wildflowers and wild plants that we saw in Khas and others. There is one particular plant, wild plant, that is from Hyderabad. It is indigenous to Hyderabad, called Lepidoboria hyderabadiensis. So this is, in Mudimyal you will find this plant. So it's a very unique, very delicate forest. And what will happen is, if they, as it is, the two parts of the forest, one this side and one this side, and the road goes from the middle. So if they are going to further make the national highway, then this entire forest is going to get fragmented. So what we have requested is that the road bypass this jungle, so that the entire jungle will be, together without being bifurcated. And not only the trees, not only the grassland, the scrub jungle, everything, even about more than 140 banyan trees and thousands of other trees will be saved at no additional cost, because just bypassing the road will help. So we have gone into so many details to tell them what to do. I mean, that kind of spoon feeding is very difficult, but we did everything that we could to, we armed ourselves with knowledge and science and facts and fought this battle. Next. So many people in Hyderabad, many groups have helped us, and it has been such a wonderful journey because of these collaborations. The cycling groups of Hyderabad helped us many times by doing cycling on that road and carrying our banners and posters and with all this kind of, and putting on social media and supporting us since the beginning. Next. This is one of the events we did, Deepavali under the Banyans. So the events were not easy to do because we have to go to minimum 30 kilometers to conduct any event. And for people to come, for even that many people to come there is not easy. But somehow we managed, and every time we went, we had events, we got a lot of publicity, media helped us. So this was one of the first events that we did. Next. This was pre-independence in 22 August. So we also did some public meetings in Lamakan. We had people coming and talking. We called the press. Every time we used to update them on what is happening with our campaign. Next. Yeah, this was a nature craft under the banyan for children. So one of our members, Ira, she was the one who conducted this, and every event had its own. People were getting, more and more people were coming to know about our campaign. Next. Yeah, this was in collaboration with Save the Rocks, Society to Save the Rocks. Next. Yeah, so after all this and after a lot of media and people started knowing about our campaign, and we were trying from the beginning to meet the chief minister, but never KCR at that time. But it never happened. We never got an appointment with him, much as we tried. The closest we got was to meet Mr. Bhupal Reddy. He was the special secretary to the chief minister. So they actually called us. So we went and met them, and they spoke really nicely to us. They praised us that we are doing a lot of good work and how research-based our requests were. They really appreciated us, and we felt very good. For the first time someone was saying something nice about us. Otherwise it was all, people were saying, calling us like tree huggers, emotional and that kind of stuff. But whereas our approach was always very scientific. So we were very happy, and NHI, Krishna Prasad Garu was there, and then Forest Department, Mr. Dobriyal was there. So all of them were called, and we all had a meeting, and we were told that we will have access to their offices, and we can go and meet them and along with them do something. But it finally turned out to be an eyewash. Nothing came out of this, and once again we were back to square one. Next. Yeah, so then the Artists of Hyderabad, this was organized by Avani Rao Gandra, artist, and so she organized a trip for all the artists to come to the Banyans. So we took them there, and they saw, so you see some people are sketching, so they saw the Banyans, and they saw them with an artist's eye and heart. They photographed, they sketched, they did, and after that we had a beautiful show at Hyderabad Literary Festival. Next. So where the paintings were displayed and they were put up for sale. So this also gave us some coverage and some publicity. And it was a very heartwarming thing for them to do. Then we came to a very low point in our campaign when nothing was happening. We were not moving anywhere. It was really terrible. That was the time when his name is Prakash. He calls himself Desham Kosam Prakash. And Prakash said he'll do a Padayatra all the way from Warangal. He's from Warangal. All the way from Warangal to Manneguda, that is the last point of our campaign. And he started walking, and from Warangal to Jangam, Jangam to Bongir. So throughout, our members went and walked with him. So it was extremely intense experience walking along with him, and we got the taste of like what a Padayatra is all about. It was a beautiful experience. Many people used to come and talk to him and ask him about it, and he was having some pamphlets which he kept distributing. Next slide. So this really gave us a boost, because okay, there's somebody who is supporting us. So these are all the images from the Padayatra. Next slide, please. And this was the finale, and on 8th January 2023. Yeah, so that was the last where we felicitated him and all that. So before this, I missed saying that in 21, I think November 21, we filed a case. We thought the best thing to do is to go to court, because it's one of the things, because we left no stone unturned. We tried everything. So we said we have to go to the judiciary. So we had filed a case in National Green Tribunal. But as cases go, it was a very slow thing. Nothing was happening. There would be a hearing, and then nothing happened. Then that would be postponed. And so that was going on parallelly, and we were also doing our events. Next. Yeah, so one of the things we did was to also take people to show them the Banyans. We conducted Banyan walks. They were actually led by Anjali Pandey, who is here now. So we did that. That's one of the things we did. Next. And then we heard these horrible stories of every summer the Banyans were being burnt. So some kachra was being lit under the Banyans. So whether it was deliberate or whether it was, we don't know. It just remains a suspense. But every time we heard that Banyans are being burnt, we would go and file a complaint in the police station. Those are our friends, Anand Vishwanatha, Teja Balantrapu, and Asia Khan. So they are core members of Banyan's campaign. Next. Then we took on a very interesting exercise. We actually geotagged all the banyans. So we went and every one of 914 banyans, groups of us went multiple times, morning to night, and we took photos of every banyan and we geotagged them, put them on the map. So we took their coordinates and recorded everything. So this was a massive exercise which took over a couple of weeks. We did this. Next. So now every banyan has an Aadhaar card. So if you see the map, I'll show you later that in the map. Thank you. So every banyan you can actually touch on the map and then it will open up. It will show you 2 photographs. It has a number and it will have the coordinates and the condition of the tree. So this is a massive exercise we did, which really we felt that the thing was real. The number of trees we could see. Next. This one. This is how it looks, the map. You can see all the 914 banyans. So if you scan this QR code, you'll get this on your phone, and then you can touch it and you can see each of the banyans. Yeah. So the thing in India is that whereas forests have laws, and laws protect forests, laws protect sacred groves, they protect gardens, but there are no laws to protect avenue trees. So that was a very big problem. So we filed the case and the case was going on. Next. Yeah, okay. I just told you about translocation. So this is how translocation happens. Next. Yeah, so we got a lot of publicity. We got a lot of write-ups in the press and others. Next. Next. Yeah, so then other people started helping us. The Hyderabad Birding Pals came and they did a survey of the entire stretch to see how many species of birds there were. There were 100 plus species on that road. We just wanted to know the biodiversity that exists on that road. Next. Then again, when we were at a very low point, Mr. Sayajay Shinde, actor and activist, he helped us. He came, he himself came and wanted us to show him the banyans. So Anjali and I took him there, showed him the banyans, and he said he will help us. And he has been standing with us and helping us ever since we met him, in various ways actually. Next. Yeah, so then what happened was that they formed a committee with Forest Department, they actually went to the on that road with our members and had a meeting to try to figure out how we can save the banyans. But again, it was an eyewash. Whatever they did so far has been an eyewash. Nothing really worked out. Next. Then 6th November 2023, it was a red letter day in our campaign, and the judgment was in our favor. So it was, yeah. So we won. This was the first one, and then it was a beautifully worded judgment, starting with an ancient poem in Tamil, and which praised the banyans and emphasized the importance of the banyans. And it was an extremely emotional moment for us because we never thought that we will win this. No group, an environment group trying to protect avenue trees has ever won. So in this respect, it's a very path-breaking judgment in India, which other people doing other campaigns can actually quote. That in Chevella Banyans case, the judgment said this. It's a precedent for, this. Next. Yeah, you can go to the next. Yeah, then we made a short film, and it's called The Giants of Chevella. We showed it in Lamakan. Next. Yeah, and this year, 25th March 2025, the second judgment came. So the court had actually asked NHAI to do an environmental impact assessment, which they did, 600 pages of it, where nothing was said about how they will protect the banyans. There were all kinds of other things in that, but they didn't say how they are going to say. So in the second judgment, the court actually blamed NHAI for being very, very careless and not listening to what the court was saying, some kind of contempt of court kind of thing. And they said, you're not touching the Banyans unless you do a proper environmental impact assessment. So despite that, NHAI has done nothing. They have stuck to their original plan of 2019. And how much ever we have told them, they have done nothing. Next. So our efforts continued to meet people and all that. Finally, our dream came true to meet Nitin Gadkari. So we had two important people in the same place. We went to Begumpet Airport. These guys Nitin Gadkari ji was going somewhere, so we got a 1-minute appointment. We went armed with letters and all. Everyone brought all kinds of gifts and flowers and everything. We just had a letter. So we went and gave him a letter. And along with him, Mr. Revant Reddy Garu was also there. So we met both of them and we asked Revant Reddy for an appointment and gave the letter to Nitin Gadkari. So something we have been wanting to do, finally we did it. I don't know how much it's going to help, but next. Yeah, so that was the last thing we did. Then after that, the collector of Vikarabad called us. He wanted to speak to us, so we went. We had a 2-hour discussion with him, and he was very interested. He was very empathetic actually. He is Mr. Pratik Jain, extremely well-read and sensitive person, sensitive to these environmental issues. We had a long chat with him, and he told us to be very practical. He told us that our ask should not be impractical. So we said, once again, we went back and we drafted a letter. Then one of the MLAs contacted us and said that we should submit a letter which he will give to the CM and try to get us an appointment with the CM, because the CM is very keen that the road should be done. So this is the most recent thing that happened. Just last week, we drafted a letter both in English and Telugu for the CM, actually spelling out what can be done. And we submitted. So this is where we are at. This is the pledge written by one of our group members, Usha Raman. It's a pledge that we always want to abide by. And so these are the two QR codes. One is for the Banyans map and one is for change.org petition. Please scan and please sign our petition. And yeah, so that's where we are at. It is a proof, this campaign is proof that a small group of citizens armed with knowledge, armed with honesty and a sense of purpose and duty can actually make a small difference. So whether we win this case or not, I think we have made a point that trees are important, ecosystem is important. Every little being on this earth, apart from human beings, are very important. And that human beings are actually just a part of the natural world, just as any other creature, whether it's a dragonfly or a hornbill. So with that, I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, while Telangana, I would like to say that some of our group members, core members are there. Anjali Pandey, can you stand up? Vinod Reddy. Yeah. So they are both from the core group of Save the Banyans of Chevella.
Hindsight, see a path to a new world. And today, I hope we can still save these, because we can re-quote it saying that between every 2 Banyans, we can find a path to a new world for the citizens of Telangana. Thank you so much, ma'am.